The King's Avatar, Chapter 1166. Point Evaluations, audio source WuxaWorldAudiobook.com. Chapter 1166, Point Evaluations. Translator, Nomyami. Editor, Nomyami. Saturday was match day. On Sunday, all sorts of discussion on Saturday's matches could be seen in the various Glory forums, although most of these discussions were focused on the players. The news reports, on the other hand, were either impartial descriptions of how the match went, or remarks from interviews. The truly professional analysis generally required a day to fully digest the previous day's matches. The most reputable esports home would only start reporting any detailed analysis in their Monday issue. On Monday, Chen Guo hurried to buy a copy of the esports home weekly issue. But when she took a glance at it, she was slightly disappointed. The esports home's praise for Happy wasn't as earth-shattering as she had imagined. Tang Rou's outstanding performance in the group arena had received positive evaluations. But Steamed Bun's performance in the individual competition and Mo Fan's send-off in the group arena had not been neglected by the respected media group. Chen Guo still felt her spirit stir when she saw the high praise for Happy's performance in the team competition though, which particularly lauded the team's coordination in killing blossoming chaos in one go. The esports home called it a classic textbook example. This description couldn't help but make people think of the Glory textbook, Yishu. Sure enough, while the popular comments on the forums didn't talk much about Yishu, relatively speaking, the praise for Yishu by esports home was no less than their praise for Tang Rou. Even the class-changed Fang Rui received quite the commendation. The news related to the match were mostly done by CityH's reporter Chang Xian. However, the professional analysis had been done by several special analysts. To be a part of an organization as respected as esports home, these analysts weren't just people who talked big. Their analyses were very on point. One of Chen Guo's favorite parts about the esports home was their point evaluations for every player in the highlight match. This section was usually done by specialists too. But the analyst was different and the style was different. The writer could write more freely as well, so this section was quite popular. From the broadcast of the second round, the highlight match was Team Thunderclap versus Team Void. However, the good thing about print media was that they could look at things in retrospect. As a result, they picked the Team Happy versus Team 100 Blossoms as the highlight match. Chen Guo quickly flipped to this section in glee. Sure enough, it was in the style she liked. Individual competition, Yizhu vs Zheng Xinran. Yizhu 5 points. Zheng Xinran 4 points. Yes, this section was sometimes just this unconventional. Points were usually given from 0 to 10, but the writer actually gave Zheng Xinran -4 points. The writer's disgust for Zheng Xingran's performance could clearly be seen. The short commentary on it wrote, Team 100 Blossoms Zheng Xinran played his first ever match. Through this match, he told us one thing: he was here. Apart from that, he also told God Yizhu one thing: it doesn't matter if your hands are rusty. Against some opponents, you could cut your hands off and still win. Zheng Xingran is a rookie though, so I'll be more lenient. Instead of 5 points, I give him a 4. As for God Yishu, without a worthy opponent, there's not much for him to show off, so 5 points. It was quite a biting remark, even referencing Yishu's rustiness. Chen Guo very rudely let out a laugh and checked the name of the writer for this point evaluation. As expected, it was Zhao Chenrui. Chen Guo was no stranger to this name. He was famous for his sharp and unkind words. His evaluations were very subjective, not conforming with esports home's reputation. These point evaluations were clearly marked out as special commentary that did not represent the newspaper's views, making it the one place where Zhao Chenrui could shine in the esports home. And as it turned out, his exaggerated and sharp remarks became the most popular parts of this section. As for Chen Guo, she rather liked this person's commentary because they were often very funny. After Yi Xiu and Zheng Xinran was steamed Bun and Zhang Wei's battle. Bao Rongxin 10-0, Zhang Wei 5. Chen Guo laughed again just from this evaluation of steamed Bun. The puzzling rookie Bao Rongxin has a mind that no one can comprehend. Perhaps he doesn't even know what he's doing himself. For the first half, he receives full marks. He utterly dominated Zhang Wei. For the second half, his incomprehensible feebleness proves my bewilderment for him. Zhang Wei 5 points, facing 10 points, can only be crushed. But facing 0 points, it becomes the other way around. Bao Rongxin receives 10-0 points. His loss is because his performance didn't go the reverse from 0 to 10 points. Evil. How evil. Zhao Chenrui was just like this. He spared no efforts in ridiculing someone. If you weren't mentioned much, then that's pretty much praise for you. The mockery towards 100 Blossoms was rather light. Those familiar with Zhao Chenrui knew that he was a Blue Rain fan. His negative bias towards Tiny Herb was truly deep. When the esports home did a points evaluation for a Tiny Herb match, they definitely didn't dare have him do it. After these 2 rounds was Sumo Chung's and Zhou Yuan's match. Zhou Yuan wanted to fight with Sumo Chung in a direct confrontation, but he took the wrong turn and ended up being completely suppressed. Zhou Yuan's attempt to directly eliminate Sumo Chung's suppression ended up in failure. To put it simply, Zhou Yuan underestimated Sumo Chung. In terms of technique, experience, and awareness, Sumo Chung is not any worse than Zhou Yuan. On the other hand, her good looks surpass Zhou 10,000 yuan times. Such a dominating victory makes complete sense. Sumo Chung's performance is a beautiful 10 out of 10, her looks 10,000 tenths. Zhou Yuan's performance is a 5 tenths, his looks. Forget about it, I won't attach a point value to him. I'll just say it's on the poorer side. After that was the group arena. Fang Rui did a good job. His simple trick works again and again. It has to be said that even though this master of playing dirty has changed classes, his ability to dig holes is still as high as ever. But his inexperience with his class can clearly be seen. His methods for digging holes isn't rich enough. In the second half of the match, he was forced into a direct confrontation with Zhou Guangyi. Fortunately, he dug a deep enough hole earlier, so he didn't fall. The round ended in this way. Fang Rui 6 points. But his Qigong blast against Yu Feng deserves a 10. 10 plus 6, 2 gives him a total of 8 points. Zhou Guangyi was pretty much dancing around in Fang Rui's palms. If Fang Rui was still a thief, Zhou Guangyi might have lost in an even uglier fashion, or perhaps he might have done better because he understands Fang Rui's thief better. I'm inclined to think the former, so Zhou Guangyi gets 2 points. WuxaWorldAudio.com. Yu Feng should have been able to take down Fang Rui without losing much health, but that Qigong Blast proved that he miscalculated against Fang Rui. 2 points. In the next round, he stood heroically in the center of the map, a well-deserved 5 points, but he won just like that by standing there, so only 5 points. In the third round, he met Happy's rookie head-on, but was blown out. Yu Feng made the same mistake as Zhou Yuan. He underestimated his opponent. But compared to Zhou Yuan, as an all-star, he had the qualifications to look down on a rookie. Thanks to Yu Feng's negligence, we were gifted a spectacular 1v2. As such, he deserves another 2 points. 2 plus 5 plus 29 points. That doesn't seem right. Oh, I forgot. Yufeng played a total of 3 rounds, so we have to divide by 3. 3 points. Speaking of which, if I didn't say anything, would people have noticed that Yufeng played 3 battles, also playing a 1v2? There's not much to be said for Mo Fan. He's happy response towards 100 Blossoms rookie, Zheng Xinran. Zheng Xinran said he was here, so Mo Fan said he was also here. I have to give him 2 points though, because without him, there wouldn't have been a beautiful 1v2. Zhu Xiaoping, as a summoner who is said to hold back 2 or 3 people with his one, was blown out by the enemy. Still, we can't say that's Wind Carving's fault. Zhu Xiaoping, 3 points. Tang Rou beating Yufeng, 10 points. Beating Zhu Xiaoping, 10 points. Looks, 10,000 points. There's no need for any explanation. For the most spectacular performance by Tang Rou, Zhao Chenrui only said a few short words, proving that he loved to mock people but was too lazy to give praise. For the final team competition, Zhao Chenrui continued with his subjective evaluations. He started off by firing shots at Yufeng's early send-off. It looked like the Team Blue Rain fan Zhao Chenrui had quite the opinion of Yufeng, who had abandoned Team Blue Rain. What's making you so happy? Everyone had arrived at the internet cafe and was ready to begin their new week's practice, only to see Chen Guo laughing uncontrollably. Chen Guo gave the paper to everyone. Everyone was familiar with esports home. They knew that there was nothing really that funny to look at besides that section. Sure enough, it was that section. And looking at the writer, everyone understood. Who's he going at this time? Fang Rui took the paper and started reading it. The player being ridiculed certainly wouldn't be laughing, but to others, reading Zhao Chenrui's remarks were quite fun. He. Fang Rui took the newspaper, looked over Zhao Chenrui's commentary, and soon started laughing. Hey, he was quite nice to me. Fang Rui was surprised when he saw the group arena evaluation of him. Let's see what he wrote about Little Tang. Quote. He continued reading. Since this guy very rarely praised anyone, a lot of people would be curious to see his views on someone who had performed exceptionally. TSK. To make Zhao Chenrui not give any explanation for his evaluation, Little Tang, you've got a bright future ahead of you, Fang Rui said to Tang Rou after reading over it. Really? Tang Rou would also read over the glory analysis in the papers, but she was mainly doing it to learn. She searched for material she needed in a targeted manner. Someone like Zhao Chenrui, who was extremely subjective and wrote exaggerated remarks, wasn't inside Tang Rou's study list, so she didn't know much about him. He's always been quite nice to girls. Have you ever seen him go all out to tear at a female player? Yishi said. This? Fang Rui thought about it. It really had never happened before. He checked today's paper again and read over Su Mucheng's evaluation. Sure enough, Zhao Chenrui's usual style wasn't there. This guy actually has a bottom line, huh? I never noticed, Fang Rui said. Even though he exaggerates a bit, his evaluations can sometimes be very on point. If not, did you really think the esports home would have him someone as irresponsible as him writing just to make jokes? Yishi said. True, Fang Rui nodded his head in seriousness, while reading the paper aloud. His Qigong blast against Yufeng deserves a 10. This guy's evaluation is truly on point. End chapter.